The story of Prophet Yusuf, alayhi salam. Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, was the beloved son of Prophet Yaqub, Jacob, who also had 11 other sons. Binyamin, who was the youngest, was from the same mother as Yusuf, while the rest were older half-brothers. Yusuf, alayhi salam, still a young boy, awoke one glorious morning, delighted by a pleasant dream he just had. He ran to his father in excitement and said, "Oh, my father, indeed I have seen 11 stars and the sun and the moon. I saw them prostrating to me." Yaqub, alayhi salam, was overjoyed at the realization that his dear son was indeed chosen by Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be bestowed with prophethood. However, Yaqub, alayhi salam, was concerned about his older son's possible reaction to this narration, for even though he treated them equally, they harbored jealousy towards Yusuf, alayhi salam. He therefore warned Yusuf, alayhi salam, against relating his dream to his brothers, lest they plot for his downfall. With time, the malice in the hearts of Yusuf's brothers kept growing. They envied Yusuf, alayhi salam, because they felt he was special, and they were not. Unable to handle their emotions, they devised a plan to get rid of Yusuf by throwing him into a well. So one day they approached their father and asked whether Yusuf, alayhi salam, could come out with them to play. A very reluctant Yaqub said, "Indeed, it saddens me that you should take him, and I fear that a wolf would eat him while you are of him unaware." 12:13. But the older brothers insisted that they would take extreme care of him and that Yusuf would enjoy himself. The next day, Yusuf, alayhi salam, set off with his brothers. They travelled far in pursuit of a well deep enough to throw their brother in. When they finally reached the well, on the pretext of drinking water, they led him to it, grabbed him, and removed his shirt. Yusuf began struggling and pleaded with them to let go. The brothers eventually outpowered Yusuf, alayhi salam, threw him down the well, and rushed back home. The brothers ran to their father carrying Yusuf's shirt that was smeared with sheep's blood. They cried, "Oh, our father, indeed we went racing with each other and left Yusuf with our possessions, and a wolf ate him." 12:17. Yaqub, alayhi salam, was suspicious of their story. He, in his heart, believed his son was still alive and that the brothers were likely enticed by Shaitan to do evil. He remarked that the wolf was indeed merciful to have eaten his son up without tearing his shirt. He bore the bereavement with patience and prayed for his son's safe return. Meanwhile, Yusuf, alayhi salam, managed to cling to a stone ledge, and he prayed fervently to Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, to grant him salvation. Soon, a caravan bound for Egypt stopped at this well to fetch water. The water drawer hauled up his bucket, and he was shocked to see the boy clinging to the rope. The caravan people immediately shackled Yusuf, alayhi salam, and took him along to Egypt. The word quickly spread throughout Egypt that a strikingly handsome and athletic boy was to be auctioned. This news piqued the interest of the wealthy and elite bidders, eager to see if the rumors were true. The auction went wild, with bids escalating rapidly. Ultimately, he was sold to the highest bidder, who was none other than Al-Aziz, the chief minister of Egypt. Yusuf's new master, who had no children, was completely taken with Yusuf, alayhi salam. He told his wife to take good care of Yusuf, alayhi salam, and they could either use him as a slave, or perhaps even adopt him as their son. Yusuf, alayhi salam, not only grew up to be a handsome young man, but was also blessed with exceptional knowledge and wisdom by Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is narrated in the famous hadith when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ascended to heaven during the night journey. He went through the gate and entered the third heaven, where he saw Yusuf alayhi salam, who was said to have been given, quote, "half of world beauty," end quote. Sahih Muslim 162a. The Quran also reflects on Yusuf's virtues, stating, "And when Yusuf reached maturity, we gave him judgment and knowledge, and thus we reward the doers of good." 12:22.